Today Dhamma talk is a Bisa Jataka. So Bisa meaning is a lotus root. But we also have to give that another name for this Dhamma talk later. So let's start this Dhamma talk by Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Asangamo Rajata Jata Rupanti Idam Sathajita Vane Viharanto Ukantita Bhikkhu Arabha Gathesi. When our Buddha is living in Jetavana, Buddha said this story regarding about that poor bhikkhu who want to disrobe. Tadapana Satha Secchankriya Tom Bhikkhu Okan Tito Siti Pochetoa. So at the time, the Buddha asking that bhikkhu, Bhikkhu, it is true that you have been born. Do you want to disrobe? It is true. Yes, sir. Yes, Bande, it is true. So and Buddha asking, for what reason, for what cause? Because kilesa Bande, because defilement. At that time, our Buddha said, Bhikkhu, eva rupe neyanika sasane pabejitwa kasama kilesan patecha okantitosi poranaka pandita anupane bodhi bahiraka pabejan pabejitwa vatukama kilesa kami araba upechanaka senya sapatan katwa viharisu. So this meaning is Buddha said that, Bhikkhu, why are you bored now? Depending on the kilesa. After being ordained in such dispensation, this dispensation is which can lead to the liberation. Even when Buddha not yet arose, this is called outside sasana. The previous ancient wise men who's renounced as Bhagavata renunciation, they also stay and mate. They and they are denounced. They want to denounce kilesa, denounce to karma, no? Vatu karma and kilesa karma, and they also have get the idea and they made the oath to denounce, to blame Vatu karma and kilesa karma. So even when Buddha is not appear, at that time also Asian wise person, they are ordained and they are very happy and they are denounced karma, kilesa karma and vatu karma. So you are ordained in our Buddha Sasana. So you shall be more happy. And Buddha also told a story of the past. So this story called Bisa Jataka. Atite Paransiyan Brahmada Derijan Karinte Bodhisattva Asiti Koti Vibhuasa Brahmana Mahasala Kulasa Bodho Hutawa Nipati Mahakanjana Kumaro Desa Nama Kresu. So once upon a time, when King Brahmadatta was reigning in Varanasi, our Bodhisattva was born in Brahma family. So where the wood 80 cross and Bodhisattva parents made Bodhisattva name as a Maha Kanchana Kumara Athasa badasa vichana kale Aparo Poto Jayi Upa Ganjana Kumaro Tesa Nama Kresu. Then, when Bodhisattva was able to walk on foot, their parents born another son, Nisan, and they made, so father mother made this Nisan as this second son as Upa Kanchana Kumara. Evam Patipadiya Satta Buddha Eheso. So in the same way, successively there were 7 sons were born. Sabha Kanita Panikadita Tasa Kachana Devidi Nama Kresu. So after 7 sons, so this child is a daughter, not a son. So this is a younger daughter coming, and they made her name as a Kanchana Devi. So altogether 8 children, 7 sons and 1 daughter. So do you have how many children now? So in the way also, my grandmother born 11 sons, 11 children. My grandfather come from the China. So my father and my mother age is different, maybe more than 20 years. Age different, 20 years.
Father and mother.
My grandmother married in the 80 years old, 18.
And
my grandfather come from China. He is older.
So 30.
38.
38.
Mm.
Oh.
And they produce 11 children. So this Bodhisattva family is only 8 children only. So more than my grandfather and more. So at the time in our West, so the tradition they born many children. But nowadays not like that. Nowadays is only 2 or 3 only now. Okay, now 8 children. No? Bodhisattva brother sister all 8 no 8 brother sister. Okay. Mahankanchana Kumaro Vayapato Teka Silato Saba Sibani Oganitwa Agachi. So when Kanchana Kumara Bodhisattva grew up, so he learned all the learning Sipa from the Takasila University and came back to the home. Atha namata pidaro karavasena banditu kama atana samana jadiya kulato te darikan aninsama karavasan santabehiti vedesu. So then, so Bodhisattva parent desire to bind Bodhisattva to the family life and set. So we were bringing a girl of your own class for you. So you get married and raise a family. Papa, Mama, Mother and Father, household life is not for me. Meshan hitayo bawa adita viya sabati beya Badanagana viya Biliboda okura bhumi viya jegocha hodwa upa dahandi Maya subine nabi metuna dhammo na data bobo Inyewa Buddha ati tegaravasena niman data. No? So Bodhisattva said to the parents, 3 types of existence are dangerous like burning fire. Start one like a prison. No? I think I are like the prisoner. No? Reverse it like the Fiji. No? Dunghill. No? So far I have never seen the Mithuna Dhamma even by Dwi. So there are also other sons of you. So please invite them by household life. So Bodhisattva said. So even being asked again and again by the parents, but Bodhisattva did not wish to establish household life. So at the time, so parents request Bodhisattva friends to request Bodhisattva to be married. So even being asked by friend, so Bodhisattva did not wish to establish household life. Atha Nansahaya Sama Kepana Ton Patinto Kame Pribojito Na HSC Ti Pochesu. So then friends asked him, my dear friend, you do want to enjoy the sexualities. What are you wishing now? I would like to ordain. Tan Sutwa Mata Pitara Sesa Bodhi Nimante So Debina Echesus. So having had that inclination of the Bodhisattva, so parents invited remaining sons. They also did not wish to establish household life. Even daughter Kachana Devi also did not wish to establish household life. So without establishing household life, so they stay together. And later, Mata Pitara Kala Makansu, later father mother Uda and they pass away. Mahang Kanchana Pandito Mata Pituna Kataba Kechan Katawa Asiti Koti Danina Kapana Dikana Mahadana Datawa. Very good, very good. No? So the wise man, Mahakachana, no? Having completed all the things need to be done or the parents' funeral. No? So having offered the great dana to the poor people and travelers, worth money 80 crores. No? Okay, now do you have how many money now? How much money? Now is a good time to offer now. So this Mahakachana brothers and sisters, so they all offer, no? All money they offer to the poor people and travelers. No? After that, Dana Dadawa Cha Badaro Begini Ekadasan Egan Sayakincha Adaya Ma Binikamana Nikamitawa Hima Wontan Pawasi. So after offering all 80 crore money, and Mahakachana Pandita, no, the wise man Mahakachana, bringing 6 brothers, 1 sister, 1 servant, 1 maid and 1 friend, and they all went forth as great renunciation and enter to the Himalaya. So they can offer all money. Why? Because they want to be ordained and want to go to the Himalaya. So go to Himalayas, no need to bring money. So they can offer all money. You also like that? Maybe you are now whole, or maybe you are in the retreat, but you are not yet go to the forest, right? You no need to relinquish all money, I think. But you should do Dhanapami as much as you can. So in household life, how much you should make Dana? How much you should do Dana? According to our Buddha advice, so you have to divide it into the 4 portions of your income. Maybe 1 month your income is $4,000, suppose. So 4 portions meaning is 1 portion is $1,000. So Buddha advice is you should use $1,000 and 1 portion. No?
Spend means
Spend. So second portion you should be safe. You should be safe in the bank or in the safety place. So this saving money is for emergency uses. So this second portion also $1,000. So now two portion left, no? So this 2% you should be invest in your business. So your business more and more bigger and bigger. You should be invest. So 2% meaning is $2,000, no? So you add your investment and $2,000 and your business and bigger and bigger. At the time, this month your income may be more and more. Okay, now 4% is finished. 1% to use, 1% to save, 2% in for investment. So if you want to do the dana, so you use from the dana spending portion. So you have to eat and using this portion from, and you should be buying the some ifu cloth from this portion, and also you should do dana also from this portion. So you should not eat all $1,000. You should not eat as much as no. You can make dana among the $1,000. So among $1,000, how much you can make dana? 100, 200, 300, or 500, or without eating all 1,000. So if you can and stay our center, so you can offer anything. So no need to pay our center. Is can eat freely. So you should not touch other portion, saving portion. You should not touch for dana, and also for investment. You should not touch this money. So such household are always happy. Why? So he has saving money. So his business also bigger and bigger, and also he also can spend a little more, and he also can do dana. So this household are always happy. So for householder, he need atisukha. Atisukha meaning is if he has money, he happy. This sukha called atisukha. This also important for householder.
Ati means have.
Has.
Have.
It's true, right? Yes. All householder, if they have no money, they are very upset like that. If they have money, they are very happy. So New Year time also like that. If they have money, so they can give to the younger people money. Ampang.
压岁钱.
Yeah. And also young people also they get the money, they also happy. Right? So householders no need to relinquish all money. No. But now the Mahakachana Bandita their group is can offer all money because they have to go and ordain as a Isipabija. No? Te tata ekan Paduma Saran Nisaya Ramini Bhumi Bhagi Asamangatawa Babijitawa Vanamula Palaharihi Yape Yesu. So they all stay nearby the lake covered with the lotus. So this lake is a lot of lotus. So near the lake, the ground also Raminiya Bhumi Bhaga. No? Raminiya meaning is suitable to stay.
Suitable to stay.
So they built a simple hermitage, small kuti, and they also ordain and they contain the wine, roots, and fruits as food, no, after renunciation. So daytime for food, for searching food, so they went into the jungle together, and they call other when one saw fruits or leaves. When one saw fruit or leaves, at that time he or she call other also and pick up fruit and happily, and they chanting and what they see and hear like that, the place of business so noisy. This meaning is sometimes eating, talking, drinking together like that. This is a Chinese style, right? So in China, tea time is very important. I saw in China some the Goshutian, they also have tea place. In Changshu, in the Goshutian, there are 3 floors. One floor is a tea
T floor.
Tea floor. Okay, so drinking and talking is very important, but Buddha doesn't like that. This like the place of business. So now, the Bodhisattva Mahakaccana also doesn't like this situation. So at the time, he thought, Amakan asiti kodidana chaditawa pabejitana ewan lolupa jara vasena phala phalataya vicharana nama apati rupan ito pataya ahamewa phala phalan ahare sami. So there's a Bodhisattva Mahakaccana Tapasa thought. No? It is not suitable for us who renounce after relinquishing 80 crores money every day to wander for the foods, no matter small bit, by way of the lobha behavior. So from now on, I only will blend the fruits for all. That day evening in the hermitage, so he made everyone gather and he informed about that and said, you just remain here doing the Samana Dhamma meditation. I will blend the food for all. Evening is 4 to 6. Or 4 to 6 in evening. 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Brother and sister and said, Upakaccana, etc. said, no? To the Bodhisattva. To reply the Bodhisattva. No? Mayan Achiriya, Tume Nisaya, Pabejita, Tume Idewa, Samana Dhamma, Krotha, Baginibino Idewa, Hodu, Dasi, Bi, Tasa, Sandike, Achatu, Mayan, Atha Jana, Warina, Palabana, Ahare Sama, Tumi Bana, Tayo, Wara, Mutawa, Hota. Achiriya teacher, we renounce depending on you. So you should do Samana Dhamma just here. You should not searching for fruits. You do Samana Dhamma just here. Our sister Kaccana Devi also no need to searching for food and meditate here, just here. And also maid, no? Maid also remain nearby our sister, no? To take care of our sister. No? So remainder we 8% will blame the food by chance. No? No? But you 3B, may you 3B free from the duty in chance. So they took the promise each other like that. So they all 11%, 7 brother, 1 sister, 1 servant, 1 maid, and 1 friend, all 11%. They all agree this schedule. No? Tato pataya athasupi jinisu eke ko wariniwa phala phala aharati. From then on, one by one, among the 8%, so take turns to blend various fruits. So one day, 1% only. Sesa atano pana salaya mewa honti akaranena ikato bhavito na levanti. So the remaining percent just stay in their respected kuti by that sense. No? Not possible to be together without reason. Warapato palapana aharitwa eko malako ati tata basana palagi ekadasa kotha se katwa Gandhi senyan katwa atano kotha san adaya wasana thana pavisati. So their activity is like that. The person whose turn has reached, so he blocked various fruits and he brings to the open sheta, 1 billion, no? And he divided fruit into the 11 portion on the stool table there. No? After that, he strike the gong, the So he made the sound, the bell. After that, he take his old portion and enter his dwelling place. Divided into the 11 portion. So the portion is their specific need. So this for the Bodhisattva like that. This for the Upakachana like that. They already fixed their place. No? So duty person, he take his portion also, he go there his duty. At the time another 10 portion remain. So other 10% also having heard the sound, the bell, and they also go out the kuti and arrive to the shelter, and they take their portion. And so they come there peacefully, respectful manner, and they take their respected portion, and they also go back their dwelling place and eat, and they meditate samana dhamma. So they cannot get the chance to talk to each other. Te apara bhagi Pisani aharitwa khadanta tata tapa gola tapa paramaji dedriya kasina parikama kronta viharisu. So subsequently, having brought Ruta rules, no? They ate Ruta rules and practice banning asceticism, practice it asceticism, having superior conquered faculties, and making the preparatory work for and practicing kasina meditation, and they dwell there. So then what happened? Tesan sila tejena sakasa bhavana can be due to the power of the virtue. They have sila power. No? Because they have sila power, the palace of the king Saka shaken. No? So palace is shook and shaking, and the king Saka reflect, what is reason my palace is shaking? And the king Saka know, because of the power of the Bodhisattva group, no? Sila power. At the time, King Saka thinking, no? He has doubt whether this is it, no? Indeed they are inclined to the karma or not. So ime tawa isaya parikane samiti jedetwa atano anubhavena Mahasata sa kotha sa tayoti vese andara dabesi. No, thinking firstly, I will examine this issue. So King Saka want to test them. So by his own power, he made portion of the Ruta rules of Bodhisattva. No, Bodhisattva portion to disappear for 3 days. So first day, Bodhisattva didn't see his portion. So at the time, he thought, Mama Kothasan Pamotho Bhavesati. This meaning is, may my portion may be forgotten. Dutiya Divase Mama dosena bhuita panamana vasena mama kotha san nathapesi manye. On the second day he thought, it should be due to my fault. It see that my portion has not been placed by way of the exclusion. Tatiya divase Kena nukho karanena meshan kotha san na thapinti sache me doso ati kama pesami. On the third day he thought, for what reason are they not praising my portion? If there is a fault of mine, if there is my fault, so I will seek forgiveness. In the evening time, so he struck the bell. He made the sound of the bell, So at the time, all person gathering in the shelter. So after gathering, other also asking who strike the bear, who run the gaunt. Maya Tata, my brothers, made by me. So Bodhisattva said, Kekarana Ajiyadi, teacher, for what reason? Tata Tayodi will say, Kena Phala Abadan, my dears, on the third day, the day before yesterday, the fruits were brought by who? Tesu Eko Uttaya Maya Ajiyadi Ondetwa Atasi. Among them, one rose up, one stand up and replying, by me, teacher. And having paid respect to the Bodhisattva, he remains standing. Kotase Grondena Te Meshan Kotaso Gatodi. When you made pushing at the time, did you kata? Did you deliver for my pushing? Ama Ajiriya Jitaka Kotaso Megado. Yes, teacher, I prepare the pushing for the others. Okay, so one person finished. And Bodhisattva asked again, Hey yo, Kena Abadan, who brought the lotus roots yesterday? By me, teacher. Another person rose up, stand up, pay respect and remaining standing. When making the pushing, did you remember me? Yes, sir. For you, the pushing address was placed by me. Okay, this person also finished. So another question. Eja Kena Abadan, today who blocked the lotus? So by me, so another rose up, pay respect and remains standing. Kotasa Gronodoma Anusari, when making the pushing, did you remember me? Yes, sir. For you, the pushing address was placed by me. Tata Eja Meshan Kotasa Alaban Tasa Tatiyo Diweso. Today is the third day of not obtaining my potion. So on the first day, I'm thinking maybe my potion may have forgotten. On the second day, I thought it should be some fault of mine. So today also I thought if there is my fault, I will seek forgiveness. So by this possession, so I goes to the bed to keep out the sound. You all say we prepare those potions or lotus root, but I did not obtain them. It is proper to know the person who has eaten after stealing those potions or the food. So it is not suitable for those who have gone forth after giving up karma, 80 crores money to do stealing even the lotus root food. Tetasa Katan Sudawa Aho Sahasika Kami Kamananti Sabewa Ubeka Pada Eheso. So having heard the Bodhisattva's speech, all the rest became excited and said, what's a violent deed? Aho Sahasika Kama. No? This is a violent deed. No? Sahasika Kama. Tasame Asama Bade Wana Jitaka Ruke Nipata Devatavi Odaridwa Agandawa Tesanyiwa Sandike Nisidi. At the time, one Rukadeva also stay nearby then, Rukadeva, So Devata, this Deva who was born on the Adas tree in the forest, at the foot near the hermitage, so descended came and sat down near those ascetics only. Aninja Granan Kariya Mano Dukhan Adiwasitu Ase Kondo Alanam Bididwa Palayidwa Arinya Pawito Eko Wareno Kalina Kalam Isigana Wandadi Sobi Agandwa Eka Mandan Atasi and also its elephant, unable to endure the pain while undergoing the unshakable training. So this elephant broke the post and escaped and entered the forest. So he also paid homage to the group of ascetics from time to time. This elephant took care and stood at the right place. Sapa Kilapanago Ego Wanayo Ahitundikasa Hatato Mujidwa Palayidwa Arinya Bawisidwa Datewa Asame Wasati, and also one monkey who was a Senate Tisa, having become free from the hand of the Senate Chama. This monkey escaped and entered into the forest and stayed right there in the hermitage. So this monkey too, having paid homage to the group of ascetics that day and sat down. Now how many persons now together? So 11 plus Rukkadeva and plus one elephant and plus one monkey, altogether 40. Okay. Seko Isigana Brigani Samidi Tesa Sandiki Adisa Manakayo Atasi. At the time, King Seka also came in, but he not show his body. I shall test the group of ascetics. So without showing his body, and he stood near those ascetics. So he not sit down, he is standing. Why he not sit down? Because he want to go back quickly, because he busy in the Taobuddhisa. So he has a lot of karma. He has 35 million wives. So he is very busy person. Tasame Kaneva Bodhisatta Sa Kaneto Upa Kanchana Tabaso Uttayasana Bodhisatta Wanditwa Sesana Apachite Dasetwa Achiriya Ahan Inye Apathabedwa Atananyiwa Sodedo Labamiti Pochi. At the moment, the ascetic Upa Kanchana, second brother, the younger brother of the Bodhisatta, got up from his seat, paid homage to the Buddha, and showed reverence to the rest and asked, Teacher Acharya, putting aside the other. This meaning is that before others does, may I get the chance to purify myself only? He asking. So Bodhisatta also allowed, yes, you may gain. So Isigana Manje Tatawa Sache Temeya Bisani Kaditani Ewa Rubonama Hotudi Sabatan Kronto Pataman Gata Maha. So this Upakachana, stood out there in the middle of the group of the ascetics and said, if your lotus root was eaten by me, may I become as such. And he made an oath. He uttered the first stanza. Asangam rajatan jata rupan pariyanja so ida labatan manapan potehi dare semigi hotu bisa nite brahmana yo ahasi. O Brahmana, he who has taken away your lotus root, here in the forest, may he gain horse, bull, silver, gold, and very nice wife, very beautiful wife. And may he be endowed with possession of the children, son, and wives. May he be endowed with the children and wife.
Okay.
So this Upakachana made the oath, like that. So his meaning is the one who separate from the society, separate from the karma, separate from the money, separate from the goal, and then their mind is very sad. No? Very sad. So he want to denounce the karma. He want to denounce the karma. No? So commentary also said, Tata asa gawanti idan so yatakani piyawatuni honti dehi vipayogi tatakani soka dukhani upejana hiti upejanti ti watu kame garahanto abasi. No? The commentary said like that. So the one who separate from the karma, watu karma, at that time they feel Soka and Dukkha a lot. So thus he want to denounce the sexual object. He said like that. Tan sutawa isigano marisa ma ewan kateta atibariyo te sabato ti kani pidehi. So having heard that, the group of ascetics cover their ears and said, "Oh sir, do not speak like that. Your voice is too heavy to hear." Bodhisattva vi nantata atibariyo te sapato nanton kadasi tawa pata zane nisida. Bodhisattva also said him, "Oh dear, your voice is too heavy. You haven't eaten my portion. Please sit down on your opposite seat." Tasame pataman sapatan katawa nisene tudiyopi bada sahasa utayama satanwadidwa sapathena atana sodinto dutiyan katamaha. So when Upakitana was sitting down after having made the first oath, suddenly the second brother is a third brother, got up, pay homage to the Bodhisattva, and clarified himself with an oath. Oath, the second stanza. Malancha so kasika jandanancha daritu potasa bahu bondu kamisu devan kuruta abekan bisani te brahmana yo ahasi. O Brahmana, he who has taken away your lotus root, may he wear garland and sandalwood from Kasi. May there be many children to him. May he strongly make expedition in the karma sexualities. So this stanza is said, no, just by me or the opposite of the karma, no, which is suffering, no. This meaning is the one who has strongly expedition karma. So after separated from the karma, he reached the great dukkha, great suffering. So after that, he also sat down and Sesabi atano eja saya nurubena tadangata abasesu. When the brother has sat down, the rest also, according to the suitable inner attitude of each of them, they also utter that each stanza, no? Respectively as follows. No? Pahuta dinyo kasima yasasi pote gihi danima sabakami Vaya abasangara mawasa tu bisa niti brahmana yo ahasi. O Brahmana, whoever has taken away your lotus root, may he become one who has abundant all the grace, accomplished in the agriculture, accomplished in farming, and famous, and he also has son, and he also become householder, worthy, and has all karmas. May he dwell at home, not seeing his old aging. So this stanza show the one who is greedy for the 5 karma guna, no? And the one who is greedy for the karma guna after splitting from the karma, and he gain a lot of the Mahavinasa, no, great loss.
With loss.
So now that stanza finished, no, that oath, no. Now number fourth oath coming. So Khatiyo hotu besesha gari Raja Biraja Balawaya Sasi Sa Chaturanda Mahima Vasatu Bisani Dedamana Yo Ahasi. O Brahmana, he who has taken away your lotus root, may he become a royalty who persecute others, no? Becoming king about king, powerful and famous. May he dwell in the earth and ended by the four great oceans. Regarding this stanza, commentary said, Idan so Isrananama Isriye Perigalite Mahantan Dokha Obejati Raje Dosan Dasinto Katesi. So this stanza is set showing the force in kinship. Thus, for the so-called rulers, when falling away from their rulership authority, so great suffering arises to him. So it is true, the kings worry to fall down the kingship. Maybe every king they protect their kingship, and diligently they protect their kingship. So because they doesn't want to falling away their kingship. So during the protecting their kingship, although they have a lot of akusala karma, they have to do everything, whether right or not right. They have to do everything. So this kingship is a dukkha. So Bodhisattva group they do not want this kinship also. But some person they expecting kinship, right? Okay, don't pay attention, don't pay expecting. Do not do expecting kinship. Now number 5 person, no? Number 5 stanza. So Brahmano hoti avita rago Muhota nakata patesu yoto pujetu na ratabati yasasi bisani te brahmana yo ahasi. O Brahmana, he who has taken away your lotus root, may he be a Brahmin, Purohita, no, who is not free from lust. May he be connected with the practice of the astrology and fortune telling. May famous king worship him. So this Brahmin Purohita is maybe like the chief minister or advisor to the king. So this person also, when falling away from this position, and then he great suffering arises to the Purohita, this person. Okay, how many oaths finish? How many percent finish? 5%, no? Okay, this one. Ejayakan sabha samanta vedan tapasina minyatu sabha loko pujintu na jana bada samecha visani de dharmana yo ahasi. O Brahmana, he who has taken away your lotus root, may the entire world think, many people think that he is an ascetic who can instruct all worldly knowledge, having example from the country, may they worship him. No? So okay, now we shall be stopped for part 1 of this Vichajataka. Part 1. So part 2 continue this time. Okay, now idame punyam. Idame punyam asawakayan wahang odu. Idame punyam nibbanasa pajayo hodu. Mama punya bagan sabba sadanan Vajemi te sabbe me samam punya bhagam labantu sadhu sadhu sadhu. May this merit be bring about nibbana, destruction of the pollutant. May this merit be conditioned to attain nibbana quickly. We share all my merit to all beings. May all beings get the merit, the share of my merit evenly. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.